About the temperature right now, I've got to be honest with you, I think the weatherman has already won, but believe me, I'm saying 15 degrees. Give me a couple more and we're going to get there. I don't think it's going to get to 18 like Barbara thinks. It is Thursday, August 25th, and today, for the very first time, we're heading over to Nairobi, and we've never been there before, so we're making history, being joined, would you believe, by Irie Priest. But in the meantime, let me do this. Galaxy 107fm. And at the same time, I've got to welcome along everybody that's joining us live this morning here at Galaxy. It is an absolute pleasure to have you, especially everybody on Facebook. If you're going to be watching this a little later on over there on YouTube, well, you know what to do, right? No, you do. Seriously. Sub, thumb, bell. Bingo. Bell notifications where we have important people, much like Irie Priest joining us today. Believe me, you're going to love this. You really are. And at the same time, get epileptic with the thumb thing. Like us. Go on. Double down, dare you. Literally. Subscribe. Yeah, it's that simple. Become part of the family. We call it the noise here at Galaxy because literally it is growing exponentially. It really, really is. So join us. Be part of our family. We would love to have you. In the meantime, let me tell you how happy we are to be in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record, Sony Music, The Orchard, here at Galaxy.
Another indie artist interview brought to you by Galaxy 107fm in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record and Sony Music The Orchard.
See, I told you we were that happy about it. We really, really are. But having said that, believe me, you know this. Check it out.
Well, Galaxy FM 107. Well, this is Irie Priest, Self-Access, Lady Barbara, alongside DJ Grants. Well, clear the way. I hope you find things successful in the house, because things are gonna get heated up. No more talking, DJ Grants, just kick it off, kick it off.
Believe me, we played that a lot here at Galaxy, we really, really do. And believe me, the man himself is joining us. Let's get into it. Here's Alki Bulan here at Galaxy, Irie Priest. How you feeling, Irie? You okay?
Yeah, I'm feeling okay. Thank you.
Nice, nice. Believe me, I want to talk to you about the box girls and the boxing boys and stuff like that. Not a lot about you as an artist, my bro. We need more info about you as an artist, because believe me, you're a very accomplished artist, and we would like to know more about you at some stage. So I'm going to ask you some difficult questions, okay?
Okay.
Okay. By the way, if you need a psychiatrist or anything after this, because maybe it's not the interview you expect, and well, yeah, we do have one in your area.
All right.
Jimmy Buffett is joining us. Nice to have you back, Jimmy. It really is. Got to say hi to Chaz Ford as well. Thank you very much for introducing us to Irie, and also to Marvin 42 in Uganda. Of course, he's our ambassador over there. Nice to have him with us here at Galaxy. He's an absolute gem. He really is. Couldn't do a lot without him. We have about 2 minutes to go, and then we'll go live to the desk, okay?
All right.
And about halfway through this, I'll let you know how many countries are tuned in, how many cities, and at the end of this, I'll let you know how many people were tuned into this as well. Having said that, though, I usually get a few fan questions from time to time, so we'll throw those in, the appropriate ones anyway. Samantha Shelton is joining us. Hello, Samantha. Nice to have you on board. Samantha Shelton Eubanks, by the way. And it's an absolute pleasure to have you. It really, really is. got about a
Look at
minute and a
Jimmy
half.
Buffett.
Yeah, absolutely. Love and Jimmy Buffett. We really, really are. So, it's still warm in here. We have Kiwi air conditioning in effect. Okay. Kiwi air conditioning, bro, is literally open the window. You know what I mean?
Might be hot in Kenya.
Yeah, what is the temperature there?
It's like 20 degrees Celsius, I think.
Okay, that's reasonable. That's reasonable. We've been getting a lot of that because you're in Celsius, aren't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Celsius.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of that through winter time, which is really weird because normally we're about 14, 15, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Today, 12.
I don't mind.
Crazy. The other day, what,
Right.
23, 24 degrees?
Yes, it's, yeah, usually,
Up and down.
usually have the heater on it.
Anyway, let's go to the desk. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. So very, very happy to have you join me. And today we are in, believe me, never been here before in Nairobi in Kenya, believe me. I'm talking to Irie Priest. Now, Irie, let me fill you in on Irie. He's a singer-composer in the reggae faith. Literally, believe me, it is an absolute pleasure. And introduced to us by Ches Ford, coming out of the UK. Love Ches, we really do. She does a great job. She certainly does. Having said that, Irie, welcome to Galaxy.
Thank you very much, DJ Grant.
Now, Irie, I got to say, first of all, thank you for being up at this time of the morning for you. Believe me, it's very brave of you. It really was. If somebody said to me, get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and talk to somebody in New Zealand, believe me, I'd be saying where they could get off on the bus. You know what I mean? I really would. Now, Irie, we started off with the Elkie Bidalan track. Now, tell me a little bit about this track. How did you come to the lyrics of that?
Well, Alkebulan is an ancient name of Africa, and so I decided to tell the story of ancient Africa as it was. That's how I came with the song Alkebulan. Okay,
and believe me, my bro, loving it. I really, really am. Donnie Coulter is joining us. Nice to have you on board, Donnie. It really, really is, and looking forward to catching up with you over the next number of months as well. So, at the same time, my friend, I've got to ask you, Troy, coming out of Austin, Texas, is asking, Irie, how do we get hold of you as a fan? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? Are you a talker? But more importantly, do you respond?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook and I'm on Instagram. I'm not on Twitter, but I'm on Facebook and Instagram, yeah. And I usually respond, yes.
I wouldn't have said that at all, believe me. I don't respond to anybody. I have people do that for me, I really, really do. There's so many people want to talk to me all at once. I just don't have the time anymore to be able to do it and be able to work here at the same time. And this is a very demanding job, it really is. But so, believe me, Irie, I would never have said, yeah, I respond. You're going to have another 5,000 Facebook fans now. You're never going to get anything done.
Yeah, I have a team that I work with, and they also help me in responding to some of these messages and reactions from different people.
That's called management. Good on you. Love that idea. That's why I have people do it for me as well. Believe me, I do. Now, at the same time, Irie, believe me, I have literally the bio here, but not a lot of information about Irie, the man, the artist, the singer, the songwriter, at all. So I'm going to ask some difficult questions. And Irie, be prepared for this. How long have you been an entertainer?
I've been an entertainer like more than 20 years now. But I've been I when I started music, I did some several songs, but then I went off the music scene a little bit because I had established an organization that is helping the girls in empowering them through the sport of boxing. So I've also been there trying to make the organization to be grounded and to stand. And so right now I'm coming back to my music. But I've been doing music. I have several songs that I've done, and I'm now doing an album that is called Al-Qibla.
Now, Irie, I've got to be honest with you, I have a lot of respect for you. In fact, all of our staff have a lot of respect for you. I do want to talk about the box girls very, very shortly. I really, really do. JD on Cat is joining us as well. Of course, coming from Big Records, Rise Up TV and Sony Music The Orchard right here at Galaxy. Nice to have JD on Cat. And believe me, absolute pleasure. Love you guys, really do. Now, Irie, at the same time, the style of music that you're performing right now, what was the influences that got you into reggae?
Oh, the kind of influence I got from reggae, I got influence from reggae from the lifestyle that we were living during those days, and it was really difficult. So I could hear reggae, listen to reggae, and reggae was speaking to me. Reggae was talking to me. So that made me very much fond of reggae, and it influenced me also. So it made me also become a reggae artist. I wanted to sing, and I decided now I have to sing reggae because it influenced me in a big way.
Well, you know, I respect that. I really, really do. And at the same time, I have a friend of mine coming out of Papua New Guinea that I think you would absolutely love to be able to meet. Literally, I really do. So I'm going to get Barbara to introduce you to Anselm a little later on at some stage. Believe me. After we do the interview, please don't go anywhere just yet after we do this interview, because we do a few backstage things as well. Put it all into a big movie, and believe me, you'll get a copy of everything we do. You really will. But I got to ask you, Irie, have you ever been a cartoon before?
Sorry, come again?
Have you ever been a cartoon before?
No.
Oh, well, you're going to be now. Believe me. We put it all in a big movie, put it up there on YouTube. That'll be around for when the dinosaurs come back. But we also converted into a cartoon. And I've got to let you know, Irie, it's one of the few things that makes me look good, if you know what I mean. I got the perfect face for radio. I do. And by the way, the staff do say I talk too much here, and I love that singer, that voiceover that you did about me talking too much as well. Well done. Love it, love it, love it. But I'm paid to do it. It's not just written. In fact, Irie, it was written. Tell me about it was written.
It was written is just the happenings around the world, and then comparing them to the scriptures as they were written, as it was written in Revelation, the book of in Bible, and I'm just trying to talk about the unfoldings of what is happening in the world, and comparing to what was written then in the Revelation.
Well, I got to let you know, people are requesting it. They really, really are, and I do actually play you in my car. I'm a big fan of reggae, I got to be honest with you, and I'm loving this. Here's Irie Priest. It was written at Galaxy. How you feeling, my friend?
I'm good.
JD on Cat is saying, I'm blushing. Face Mama loves, yeah. Milton Blake. Hello, Milton. nice to have you back, brother man.
Another
It really,
great
really is.
reggae singer.
Yeah, another great reggae singer. He really, really is. Blessings
Hi,
to you, brother.
Milton.
Absolutely
Hi,
blessings.
Dion Cat.
You're in good company, my friend. You really, really are. So believe me, it's
Thank you.
worthwhile you being up. It really is. How many countries are joining us?
Thank you.
184.
There's 184 countries from around the world tuned into this interview, my friend. You're a superstar.
Thank you, DJ Grant.
Believe me, the
No,
honor,
first.
the honor is mine, my friend. It really, really is.
Not respect.
Milton Blake says, "Hi, King and Queen."
Why are you?
I've never been a king before. Thank you. You humble me. You really do. Oh, JD on Cat says Canada's a fan.
I just thought I'd be
There we go.
I just, why is it Milton?
Literally, my friend,
Hi to
we're in
Canada.
association with a TV company over in Canada called Rise Up TV.
All right.
They're also a record label over there, and they're currently embarking on a world tour. Now, what they've been doing recently is they've got a big bus, okay, and they go and pick up artists, put them on stage, tour them around the country a little bit, you know, and it's all done with the TV crew as well. So basically what goes on the road no longer stays on the road. Anything can be filmed, you know what I mean? It's all part of a documentary. They're currently heading over to Ireland very, very shortly. Then they're going to India. I think they're also going to Norway, places like that. Heading
France.
over, going to France as well. Then they're heading over to Papua New Guinea, where I was talking to you about my friend Anselm over there. They're going over there to do a little show with him. And then they're coming here to New Zealand and being a part of that as well. I have a feeling that the guys, the management from Rise Up TV want to go to Africa. So you never know. If Barbara gets in touch with you, you never know. They may want to come over to Nairobi and do a show over there. Would you be interested in meeting up with these guys?
Yeah, definitely. I would be very much interested, DJ Grant.
Very
Enough
cool.
respect for what you're doing, you and Barbara. I say big up. It's a great job you're doing, and I say enough respect for you.
Well, thank you, my bro. Thank you. Believe me, if it wasn't for people like you, the artists, the songwriters, the performers, the entertainers, I wouldn't have a job. So please keep doing what you're doing, okay?
Thank you.
Donnie Calder said, I had a nice chat with Mark Rosner. Well done, Donnie. That's good moves.
Sign up with them.
That's a good move, Donnie. It really is. Mark's a wonderful man. He really is.
Revelation times, no denies. Progressive will make it you see. Revelation times, see these eyes. Progressive will make it you see. Revelation times, no denies.
Today we're joined, of course, by Irie Priest, coming out of Kenya. And Shana from Botswana is asking Irie, are you doing any live work at the moment? Are you doing any stage work? Are you looking at touring?
Yeah, I was looking forward to start doing tourings if I get the opportunities after I finish my album, which is soon coming. And I wouldn't mind doing touring if I get the opportunities.
Very, very cool. Because believe me, I'm pretty sure a lot of people around the world would love to see you live on stage, including myself, literally. And I'm going to ask you a question about that very, very shortly. But I do have a lot of respect for you, my friend. I really, really do. Barbara, also very, very respectful of you, as with the rest of the crew. And I want to talk to you about the Box Girls. Tell me about this. How did you get involved with this?
Yeah, like I told you, when I was doing music and I decided to come to do the boxing for girls, it was because after the post-election violence that happened in Kenya, that was in 2007, the women and girls were the much affected lot in that violence, and the children. And so there wasn't any voice for the girls, especially those ones who are in the marginalized communities. So I decided now, what do I do? Because there's also so much that is surrounding surrounding them, that is challenging their lives, which is stereotypes, And so I decided now, how do I come in? And an idea came that I use the boxing sport to empower the girls, because the boxing sport will provoke a conversation, because boxing has been perceived a male domain sport. So by girls doing the sport, they will be challenging the stereotypes, and then they will be inviting conversation surrounding that. And so it was a platform for the girls to have a voice, so that they can voice out, they can speak on issues that are challenging them, and then they can try to overcome these issues. So that's how I came with Box Girls. And the vision of Box Girls was to create a world where every girl has a power to take advantage of opportunities for herself and create opportunities for other girls. And the mission is to create a world where every girl and woman, they live dignified lives in secure communities, and they are valued as equal partners with equal opportunities, and they have control over their bodies. That was the mission. And so that was how Box Girls came in, and that's why I decided now to come up with the organization.
Okay, now, Irie, respect for that. Huge, huge respect for that. But I was brought up in a boxing ring as a younger man. Believe me, I really, really was. We had one in our backyard, and we were forever in there every day. Every day, our father had us in the boxing ring, literally. Having said that, what's your pedigree on boxing? How did you get into boxing yourself? What have you got to do with boxing these days? How did you... What are you drawing your information from? What's your past?
Okay, I was born in the Eastlands parts of Nairobi, and the Eastlands is a very dangerous place, and in terms of opportunities are not there. There's too much violence within the area, and so it was just something that I needed to do. As I was growing up as a kid, I had to go and join boxing and train boxing, so that I could also defend myself in the environment that I was living in. So I was doing boxing and music because you couldn't separate me with the two. I could go to the gym, but still come out of the gym and continue with my music practice and recordings. Sometimes I don't even know how I manage that, but somehow I think it's because of passion. And so right now I'm into boxing, not as a boxer, but I'm into boxing as a founder of Box Girls. And also I personally train some of these girls who are really making Kenya proud, because I take it as my initiative to train them. And I have managed to train the first lady who represented Africa and Kenya in the Olympic, that was in the UK, that was also hosting for the first time female boxers. And this time round also I managed to take another lady boxer who was also in the Commonwealth, and she will also be in the Olympics. But all in all, I also have professional boxers. I have Sarah Cheng, who is number 10 ranked in the world, and she's the number 1 in Africa also for my stable. But besides that, Box Girl itself wasn't about the boxing excellence as per se. It's about creating opportunities. So I have 3,000 500 girls in the program. I have girls in Nairobi here at the capital city of Kenya, and we also work with girls in the rural areas. So my work is just to oversee the program, and also like just to train those ones, the few girls who are taking up boxing as their career. Yeah,
Absolutely fantastic. Chris Anders is joining us. We did an interview with Chris just the other day. Absolutely fantastic. He's a wonderful artist. He really is. So, folks, go and check out Chris Anders as well. Now, at the same time, let's talk boxing again. Let's go back a little bit to boxing. But I'm going to do this a little bit backwards. Literally, a little bit backwards. Simply because we would love you to come to New Zealand and perform in front of New Zealand audiences on New Zealand stages. I'll let you contemplate, or let that one permeate for a minute. But at the same time, I'm going to throw you a challenge. I've got a few ladies that love to get in the ring and have a little bit of a play, if you want to put it like that. Some of these young ladies do have belts. Would you be interested in meeting our ladies with your ladies for a round or two of boxing?
Yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice if they could meet. Yeah.
Let's put some belts on it and let's have some fun. Believe me, I think maybe about half a dozen of your ladies against half a dozen of our ladies. Once we get that out the way, let's have a concert. What do you reckon?
Yeah, fine. It will be fireworks. It's nice. Yeah, DJ Grant. I support that. Yeah.
That is a rocking idea. It really, really is. Love, love, love that idea. We're going to work on something like that. Believe me, we would love to have you here in New Zealand, and we will talk about that very, very shortly. But I want to talk about window pane. Tell me about this.
Window pane is a love song. And Window Pen is a love song that I decided not to compose because I was having a flashback of where I was coming from in terms of my journey, my love journey, and I was reflecting. And so I decided to dedicate the Window Pen as a journey of where I'm coming from in terms of love to my beautiful wife. Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. Joining us on the same day today. In different countries, yes, he's coming out of Nairobi. We're coming out of New Zealand. Here's Irie Priest and Window Pane. How you feeling, brother? You okay?
I'm okay.
Nice, nice. You don't need a stiff drink or anything like that?
Coffee.
No, I'm cool. I'm cool.
Okay.
I'm cool.
Special coffee, something like that. Believe me. So we've got See Them Come. Irie, this is your most requested track. Literally, people love this track. And I'll give you the stats on how many people are requesting it, all that sort of thing in a minute. But I just want to let you know, this is good work, my friend. We would love, love, love it if you want to release more music with us and come back for another interview. Would you consider that?
Yeah.
That means another late night though, bro. It really does.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Unfortunately, we don't make the time zones. We really don't.
Yeah.
Oh, dear, oh dear. There has to be a way of stopping the violence,
I like what
don't you think?
Irie does. Not only
Yeah.
helps girls, but he
There has to be.
provides sanitary needs for girls. I think that's wonderful.
What? Come again,
Donations.
please.
There has to be a way of stopping the violence. Violence is
Agreed.
illogical. It is not logical. It really isn't.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
And you see, here in New Zealand, we're relatively safe, if you know what I mean. I mean, we certainly have our little internal stuff going on that every country has, but we're a peace-loving people.
I give thanks. I give thanks this time round. There wasn't any violence after our election, although there is a dispute that is being challenged in court. But there is no violence, and we give thanks for that.
Well, you see here, when we have an election, we don't go to those extremes. We really don't. As I say, I was talking to a friend of mine coming out of Papua New Guinea. They've just gone through elections. He's actually, he ran to be part of the government. You know what I mean? This guy, very powerful guy in his own country. But the violence in there was phenomenal, just for an election.
A woman got chopped
If
up.
we don't agree, we go to the pub and have a beer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's as far as it goes.
Yeah, elections violence are not good thing.
No, it's just not logical. You know?
Yeah.
If you go, everybody should have the vote, everybody should have the right to vote, and everybody should have the right to be safe to vote.
True that.
You know, so
Yeah.
I'm a big one for anti-violence. I really, really am. I'm also a very
Yeah, me too. We don't support violence in any way.
no, absolutely not.
Yeah, because with violence there can never be any kind of development whatsoever.
No, absolutely not. I'm also a big softie for animals too, though. That's my problem. I'm too much in love with animals.
Me too. I love animals. Maybe we have some things that are bringing us together. I love animals, most of the dogs. I have dogs. I love dogs.
Yeah, we got a couple as well. Big ones too, by the way. They're about 40 kilo. Let's go back to the desk.
Ooh.
We've got See Them Come coming up. Now, I got to be honest with you, Irie. I have a number of people that are dying to meet you. Believe me, Franco Nanucci is one man, and a number of other people as well. So believe me, these are all humanitarian people. They really, really are. And I think you have something in common with all of these people. And you never know, good things might actually be created out of it. I've got to be honest with you. But having said that, and I've got to applaud you for the hygiene part of the thing that you do as well. That's absolutely superb. It really, really is, and we respect that as well. But I want to talk to you about Starline Productions. Let's have a plug for Starline Productions. Tell me all about it.
Starline Production is a production house that I started myself. And I really started the Starline Production so that it could also bring up other new upcoming artists in the reggae scene. So it's the production stable that I'm using to promote and produce my work currently. And it's also an avenue for other artists to come and also showcase and do their artistic work under that umbrella too. So that is the Starline Production.
Very, very cool. Now, Trish, coming out of Adelaide, is asking now at the same time of coming to New Zealand to perform in front of New Zealand audiences, would you come to Australia as well? Believe me, wonderful place to go and play, literally. But I've got to ask you, do you know much about New Zealand?
No, not much. The only much I know about New Zealand is through reading.
Okay, well...
Yeah, but not much. Yeah.
Let me give you the short story about New Zealand, literally. We're made up of 3 islands. Right down the bottom of New Zealand is a little island called Stewart. It's the only island in New Zealand that hasn't a name, literally. Stewart. Good manly name, Stewart, it really is. But whoever named New Zealand after that lost all imagination completely out the window, called the next island South. Yay. And then, of course, where we are, we're North Ireland. So basically, yeah, literally, I don't know what would be good names now that we're south and north, you know what I mean? So that's up for debate as well. I also want to rename the moon, so, you know, don't worry about me. Having said that, Irie, we would love to have you here in New Zealand, show you around our country, and also entertain the Box Girls, show them around New Zealand as well, and get to know not only you, but have you know us and some of our culture, everything like that. And then, yes, let's take you over to Australia and do some shows over there as well. And believe me, I think you would absolutely love the tour. I really, really do.
Most definitely.
So, believe me, we would love to be able to have you over there. Now, at the same time, Trish was also asking, while this pandemic was going on, did you do more writing and recording rather than stage work? Were you doing more of that than anything else?
Yeah, it was more of writing and recording. And also I was doing also more of also helping my son, who is 14 years old, and he's also an artist, and he's a hip hop artist. So I was also helping in his work. He has now done like 2 songs, and I've also helped him to do a video. So I was writing and recording alongside my son too.
Well, you know, I think there's a silver lining to the pandemic. I really, really do. It gave the artists time to breathe and create. You know what I mean? It really did. A lot of time artists are too busy on stage doing touring and on the roads and everything, and the writing itself and the creativity usually is done on the road on the rush. You know? But the pandemic literally gave every artist around the world time to sit back, breathe, think about what they're putting together, and put it into effect and start recording it. There's a plethora of new music coming out right now, and I'm loving it. I really, really am. As a DJ for a radio station, there is so much new music out there, and of course, Galaxy only plays the best music in the world, and you can see them come. You can. Tell me about See Them Come.
Yeah, See Them Come is also a new song that I also wrote during the pandemic, as you say, and I recorded it also during that time. And it speaks about the unfoldings also. It talks about so much that is happening in the world. It talks about the violence all over the world. That was also before the Ukraine and Russia broke into the war. But I was just pointing towards that direction, that the world is so much into violence. There's so much happening, so much sufferings in the world. And it's all in the See Them Come. So in the See Them Come, I'm just trying to say that I'm seeing what is happening. And I see the way things are happening and the wickedness that is coming with all this negativity. And I was also trying to compare it with the revelation as it is written in the books of the Bible. Yeah.
Well, I got to let you know, Irie, I play See Them Come in my breakfast show. I get so many requests for it. In fact, 2,488 requests and climbing so far. So believe me, people are identifying with it, and it's on a daily basis. We put the breakfast show together on the amount and who and what the artist is, what the track is, everything like that, on the amount of requests. And believe me, you're there. You're right there. People are requesting you all the time. Here at Galaxy is Irie Priest and See Them Come. How we feeling, bro? We all good?
Yeah, I'm good, DJ Grant.
Nice. Well, we're almost there, bro. We'll be able to get you back to bed very, very shortly, okay?
No worry, no problem. I'm here for you.
Oh, bro, I'm here for you. Honest, I really am. I'm very humbled to meet you, brother, man.
Yeah, I'm humbled too, DJ Grant. I was looking forward to meeting you and talking to you and Barbara and all the team, and it's nice having you in this conversation. Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. And you know what? Third time lucky. First time Barbara had a tree down, then we had technical difficulties, and well, You know, it is so good to get this one done. It really is. But I do got to ask you, my friend, will you come back again?
Yeah, I will.
Nice.
I'll wake him up again.
You'll wake him up again.
Yeah.
Good girl. Very well done. Having said that though,
Sorry.
when you get your EP done, how would you like to send us a few copies? We'd love to do a giveaway for you.
To send you some copies.
Yeah.
I can send you. Yeah, you can just give me maybe a place where I can send them, and then I tell the people who are helping me, they send you directly there.
Nice. I'll get Barbara to give you all those details. And in fact, if you actually have an Irie Priest t-shirt, send me one. Because believe me, bro, when I'm doing these interviews, people actually go on the interwebby thing and find out who I'm wearing. Nickel slots.
There you go. Can't see the beard.
Can't see for the beard. But believe me, great band. Love them. Good friends of ours. We've known them for years now. Believe me. Go and check out the slots. You'll love them. You really will. But believe me, bro, people, and it is subliminal, they do go and have a look, especially if I'm doing strange stuff like this with it. You know what I mean? And before you know it, you've sold a dozen or so t-shirts and some koozies, if you know what they are, with guitar picks, all that sort of stuff. Believe me, bro, people just go crazy over merch. I don't know what it is. People love to go and buy merch. So, okay, please, let me help by advertising you. Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Anyway, let's wrap this up right now, but please don't go anywhere just yet. We're going to do a few photos and stuff afterwards, okay?
All right, thank you.
Because I know only God, He's my redeemer. Yes, I see them come. Biggie men are coming at different styles. See them come. I see them can't live their children. I see them come. I see them come. Biggie men are coming at different styles. See them come. See them come. I see them can't live their children. I see
You know, we have reggae artists from everywhere in the world. We really, really do. It's a strong movement all around the world, and I never get tired of having brand spanking new and good reggae. Just can't get enough of it. So believe me, Jazz Ford, love the work you do. Irie Priest, gotta say thank you so much for joining us here in New Zealand on Galaxy 107 FM, especially. Well, it must be going on to about 3 o'clock in the morning over there right now, so I really do appreciate you making the effort to join us here at Galaxy, and please, we would love to have you back again. If you're releasing new music, please get in touch with Barbara. We would love to be able to talk about that, and love to be able to follow you in your career as you go. I'm pretty sure by now you may be familiar with the Galaxy Artist page on Facebook. May I suggest, please use it. Please use it. If you've got a new song, if you've got a new logo, new poster, going to the opening of a shoebox, I don't care. Use it. Let everybody know, because believe me, the more times that people know who you are and what you are, the more times people will follow you. It's about building your fan base and building your career per se. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Very cool. At the same time,
I understand.
are we going to talk about the magazine?
Yeah, we will after.
Yeah, okay. We would. After this, I'm going to talk to you about a good friend of ours coming out of India that has a magazine. We would love to put you in that as well. Lazy Indie magazine, believe me, touted to be the next Rolling Stone magazine coming up in the. Believe me, I talk to critics all the time. They love it as well. So hang in there, my friend. But in the meantime, let me tell you how happy we are to have, of course, Rise Up TV, Big Records, and Sony Music The Orchard here at Galaxy. Love you guys, we really do. Respect everything you do, Mark and Lisa, Pamela, and Tim. Don, of course, in there as well. here at Galaxy.
Another indie artist interview brought to you by Galaxy 107 FM in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record and Sony Music Worship.